The Holy Gospel according to St. Matthew, the 17th chapter. Glory
to you, O Lord.
Before I start reading today's Transfiguration story, I invite you to witness holy drama with Peter, James, and John in the story. So which means, just as you hear it, just imagine if you were there on the mountaintop. And how would you be thinking? How would you feel? There will be a time during the sermon to share what you saw. So as you hear it, just see you are there. Pretend like you are there and see what you feel. Let's join today's holy story. A reading from Matthew. Jesus took with him Peter and James and his brother John and led them up a high mountain by themselves. And he was transfigured before them. His face shone like the sun, and his clothes became dazzling white. Suddenly there appeared to them Moses and Elijah talking with him. Then Peter said to Jesus, "Lord, it is good for us to be here. If you wish, I will make 3 dwellings here, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah." While he was still speaking, suddenly a bright cloud overshadowed them, and from the cloud a voice said, "This is my son, the beloved. With him I am well pleased. Listen to him." When the disciples heard this, they fell to the ground and were overcome by fear. But Jesus came and touched them, saying, "Get up and do not be afraid." And when they looked up, they saw no one except Jesus himself alone. As they were coming down the mountain, Jesus ordered them, "Tell no one about the vision until after the Son of Man has been raised from the dead." The Gospel of the Lord. Praise
to you, O Christ.
You may be seated. So last couple Sundays, I tried this interactive sermon. And I got some comments of the people said, "I like it." And in fact, it's actually the fun for me to prepare the interactive way to visualize the story. So here I come. I need assistance today because last time I realized that if the people joining from the Facebook Live have challenged, and when the Marian helped, he went up there, walk, show, come back, go back. And so on. I need assistance. So if I can help, somebody can help me with to be the assistant. Thank you, Bella. That would be great. So that the people who are joining from the Facebook Live can also see. So you can sit there and then occasionally get up there. So I asked you before I read the gospel reading to imagine you be in the part of the story, witnessing being on the mountaintop and witnessing this Jesus in the dazzling white and Elijah and Moses appearing and the voice come from heaven. So I have 3 heads there. Pretend like Peter, one is James, one is John. Don't tell me which one is which. There's the 3 heads there. And I want to add, if you are present there, what are the thoughts are going through in the mind? And I have my Crayola with multi colors. Then we can write it down what are the feelings or the thoughts or something going through in the mind if you were there on the story. Or maybe the Peter felt that, John felt that. James, sorry James, I'm forgetting you. James felt that. So what are the kind of the thoughts, mind, if you were there, you would think? I'll start myself. I have mine in my life. I did work on before. Are you good at spelling? You are the scribes too. And you can pick the colors, different ones. What? You were just stuck with that one? Okay. So the things I wrote down is, it said, can you write it down this? Wherever it is. This one. And whatever it is. Okay, that's what we know. Yeah. This is what I wrote down. H means so that's what I wrote down. Let's get somebody else one and then show. Maybe we got 2 or 3 and show. 2 or 3 and show. Are there anybody thought something up there?
I'm sure they were fearful.
Fearful. Let's write down fearful. Any other thoughts?
Confused. What in the world is going on?
Confused. What's going on? Very good.
Humbled.
Humbled. Oh, I never thought that one. Tell a little more about it, Michael.
Well, when you're presented with that much, just something that you've never seen, never experienced, it's very humbling. It just makes you feel very, very, it puts you in place.
This is like, oh goodness, and it just makes you humble. I like that. It didn't occur to me, but that is a good one. All right, let's show to the Facebook page now, and there's a few things up there, and then some more things you got come up with. We have more space.
Well, I think after the Lord's streets,
Yes.
pretty scary.
Scary. All right, come back. Scary is the next word to write down. You want to change the pens to different colors? And then you can see it in a more colorful way. Oh my gosh, you got your finger, sorry. This is a washable one. Scary. What?
In awe
Oh,
of the beauty of how that light shined and how his garments glowed and everything.
all in beauty. No, all. O-W-E.
A.W.
A-W, sorry. A-W-E. Oh, yep. Any other thoughts? How about O-M-G? Anything else? There is no right or wrong answer to this one. It just like gives a sense to be, put ourselves in that part of the story, because this is quite mysterious story, and that's emotions should be going on.
That's what I was going to say.
Enlightened.
And emotional. Just emotional.
I wonder what they thought when Jesus told them, don't tell anybody.
So that will give the question mark, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you can write down the question mark, because it's like, what does it mean, right? It's like, what is all those things it's about? Because he's asking you to keep a secret, right? What else?
Surprised.
Surprised. Okay, let's get to the different color. You pick that this time. Surprised. It doesn't. Okay, show that on something. There. other things I also write down. Am I alive? Please, somebody pinch me. Because, as you said, it's like the things what you're witnessing is so out there. And in those days, it said if you see, God's divine thing out there, you're dead. Like in Isaiah's whole story, it's like, am I still alive? Isaiah said, when he saw the heavenly being. So that was I thought, like, am I alive? Someone pinch me. It's something I thought. Good. We got quite a bit of the different things. Great. Thank you. Anybody else want to say something? Nope. You are very good. So you see the lots of feelings and emotions are going around in this story. Oh yeah. And tell me about the joyful. Why?
Happy that they get to see Jesus and stuff.
Oh, because they saw Jesus so shining and goes like, oh, I bet, because it's a so bright shine. Great, thank you. Thank you, Bella. Yeah, you did your job. So that's the Transfiguration story. You guys are very good to get a different feelings are going on. That's going into it. Transfiguration story. It's a very mesmerizing story to me. I keep talking this mountains of dazzling white and the cloud and the voice coming and keep the secret. I never understood whatever it is, and I'm still not quite sure yet until God reveals me the moment. But as I check reading in the scripture and think about how this story was compelling to the first century disciples of Jesus. Because this story of Transfiguration appears in 3 Gospels. Matthew, which we read, Mark, and Luke. And they included in their narrative to be told and retold. So that is very important. Something moved them. And each one tells a little differently the story. And the Matthew one is the one of my favorite one among 3. It is because of this gospel tells the gracious depiction of God in it. The part of the story, remember the bright things up here, the voice comes around, the disciples go on the ground and covering their head, overcame by the fear. Then Jesus walked to them and touched them and said, "Get up, do not be afraid." This only appeared in the Matthew's Gospel, and I was thinking about, I really like the way the Matthew tells his story. Because if somebody is in that much of state of fear and afraid, somebody is trembling, somebody's cover up their blankets in the bed. This is a God. Our God walked to them and touched them physically to sense of the warmth out there and talked to them. This is the Jesus to me. That this is how the gracious God looked like to me. So this story, which is old time story, is not necessarily just an old story to me. This story is the story of today. And this is an example I have. Did you watch the news last week? Do you remember there was a mass shooting happened in a campus in Michigan State University on last Monday. 3 people died from the shooting and a couple more are injured. And I heard that story. It hit me a little close because that was close to where my husband's parents, they're in Michigan and they live the town north of Lansing. The campus was very familiar to them. And I believe, right, my husband came from, I think his father went to Michigan State University. So this is something that's very shocking to me. And a couple days later, I was listening to the radio. And in the radio, they're talking about that some group brought the comfort dogs to the campus for the students and the faculties and the staff and the entire community. Do you know what the comfort dog is? Have you ever met them before? The comfort dogs? So comfort dogs,
Yeah.
do you?
Yes.
The comfort dogs. They come to the hospital, they go to the nursing home, they go to, I met them when I was visiting the adult daycare center, and they take, those are the trained dogs, not that any regular dog. They're very much well trained, very calm dog, visit the people when they are in a critical situation, they are in sorrow, or they are in pain, or they are so frustrated. They go those places and meet the people and be with them. And that's as far as I know the comfort of dogs. And I know they're well trained. And this comfort dog may not speak the same language, but they are with the person and they sometimes really sit next to them, sit beside them, and or does they have their paw. That sometimes dog does to put the paw on your foot. They will do that to bring the hope and peace to somebody. When I heard this news that some group brought the comfort dog to the campus of Michigan State University, I just connected to today's story. Oh, they are this hand of Jesus in the story with them, to showing the love through their touch, to bring some sense of healing. They may not change all the situation at the moment, but at least bring some calm to place it. And that's what our God does. Jesus touched the disciple on the mountain to breathe life and hope in a desperate moment. To me, the God is very physical. Our God has the hands, our God has the toes, our God has the legs. It's just so somehow, in the time we feel alone, God comes in a various form to show that love. And today, we do in one unique way to taste the God's love through communion. Communion is a unique way that God meets us through the form of wine and bread. We taste the God's love through this. So, my friend, as Jesus said to the disciples, I would send you with this word. Get up and do not be afraid. God loves you and God is with you. Amen.